Alright, you guys, welcome to the live stream. It's the first time I've done it like this. I'm using Streamlabs, and so we'll see how this goes. I'm streaming on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook, so some of the different formats will make this look a little wonky, but that's okay. We'll get it done. Alright, so I've got my notes here on stuff I want to talk about because there's no reason in jumping straight into the knife raffle while I have your attention. I want to talk about the entire event, share some photos, share the flag with you guys that I was awarded at 9/11 Memorial. Why was I awarded that? Some of you know 62 Romeo well, and some of you do not. Maybe you've never even heard of it and you just popped on this live stream randomly. But 62 Romeo started because of a Navy SEAL who committed suicide. His name was Ryan Larkin. He was a platoon mate of mine. He was actually an old guy when I came in as a new guy into the SEAL teams. And he made a pretty big impact on me because, you know, his dad was a SEAL. He's coming from a legacy of SEALs, and he was just a badass. He was a sniper. He was a medic. Did multiple combat tours. Sustained injuries, saw stuff. Ended up over at Tradet, and that's when things started to unravel. I won't go in too deep with some of the things that occurred because it was messed up. And people really should be held accountable, but I don't know where the lines cross and what's acceptable to talk about in internal workings of the SEAL team commands. But what I will say is Ryan was kind of hung out to dry, and a couple of bad turns in his life, and next thing you know, he's seeking a way out. And his depression and everything that led up to his suicide, absolutely, traumatic brain injury had something to do with that, but also maybe some PTSD. Some people like to call it PTS because we don't want to label it as a disorder, right? And in fact, a lot of us struggle with this, whether we've been to war or not. The brain processes trauma the same, whether you're a combat soldier or you're a little old granny, right? But anyways, after 5 days of being awake, Ryan took his life. And so that impacted me in a big way because I felt like, what if I'm next? And it doesn't make sense, to think like that, but it's a reality, that if somebody who's better than me could take their life, and I don't understand why, then what if I'm next? So my best, interpretation of what went down was that his mental health was absolutely an issue. All of us have traumatic brain injury, or most of us. Was that impacting Ryan more or less than others? But what I did know was that his sleep was terrible, and I had a sneaking suspicion that it had something to do with his mental health. And so that's when my journey began. That's how 62 Romeo was created. It was 4 or 5 years before 62 Romeo was created, but at that point in time, I dedicated my life to the study of sleep science and to the betterment of sleep health across the SEAL teams, across the military. It turned out we jumped right in with first responders as well as civilians. And I especially want to give a shout out to the workers in hospitals, nurses, doctors, those healthcare workers that really got strung out during COVID, and outside of COVID, just in normal shift work, can have a very damaging effect on their sleep and on their health. So, moving forward, I did a lot of research surrounding, sleep science. I was talking to MDs. MDs didn't really have a lot of answers past devices and drugs, unfortunately. There's just not a lot of training in med school for sleep. I found a lot of great information with the PhDs doing research, specifically in neurobiology and neurophysiology. Those two emerging fields seem to have some really promising evidence. Also, circadian sciences. Sleep is not a very widespread topic to study, surprisingly. And we have this thing in the United States and definitely in the military where we don't care about sleep. We can sleep when we're dead, right? Make another sale, do another mission, just always be alert and activated. And I got to tell you, after years of research, that is not the right way, because if you act like you can sleep when you're dead, you will be dead sooner. All statistics point towards a shorter life. Also, a less earning potential, right? The better your sleep is, the more your earning potential is over a lifetime. That's research done at the University of California, San Diego. Really groundbreaking research, in my opinion. But anyways, I went down this path of trying to build sleep technology, and it wasn't until the summer of 2021 where I called a bunch of my team guy buddies and combat veterans, and we put together a group, and all I wanted to do was test some sleep technology that I was working on. And so I thought, well, we got to get these guys to stick around long enough for my little sleep device to make a difference, right? And so I created this program that was long enough to create a habit, meaning, like 6 weeks. And we'd meet every week, and I'd talk about sleep and stuff like that. We'd check in, how's the device going, stuff like that. And afterwards, it turned out that this program was so effective, right? Now, if you set aside the time to focus on your sleep, you're going to improve no matter what, in most cases. But in this situation, the results were so groundbreaking and had such a big impact on people's lives who are participating that I thought, oh, we need to do something about this. It was less than 6 months later, we created the 62 Romeo nonprofit, and since then we have run the program. I never finished that technology device that I wanted to release. Maybe one day, I hope so. But we just found something off Amazon that worked good enough, threw it in there, and continued forward. Charlie Mike is what we call it in the military, continue mission. So since then, we have served a lot of veterans and first responders, definitely in fire service. We have served hundreds of people at this point and impacted thousands of lives, right? All through donations from people like you and from organizations that really do care about sleep health. But it wasn't until last year, maybe 18 months ago, that I just finished helping an entire cohort of Navy SEALs. Some of them active, some of them transitioned. And when I finished, the impact from that, on Navy SEAL lives, it's kind of a big deal. Another team guy, Jared Arnold, nicknamed me the Sleep Genius. That's where all that came from. So 62 Romeo is alive and well. We just recently did this New York City SEAL Swim. I appreciate everyone's support. All that money goes directly to the Navy SEAL Foundation. And I think we have Uncommon Grit, a foundation tied in there as well. But one of the unique ways that we wanted to raise funds, because it gets kind of boring, constantly asking your friends and family, like, hey, you want to toss me $100? I thought, what if we make a shirt? This is the shirt, right? 62 Romeo, right here. And then on the back, we would honor Ryan Larkin. So this is one of the most famous photos of Ryan Larkin. I had my graphic artist redesign it so we could put it as an easy print on a shirt. And I thought, okay, if you give $100 donation, we'll send you a shirt. Sounds like a pretty cool deal, right? That's better than getting nothing for a donation. So the idea really took off. We set our goal at 10,000 for 100 shirts, and we blew past that. Like, I had to turn it off because I ran out of shirts, right? And this is supposed to be a limited edition thing. So we got all 100 names. Some people ordered like 5. Some people ordered only 1. That's okay. So the way that we're going to run this raffle is every $100 or every shirt that you got is 1 entry. So we'll have all the entries on this little thing that's spinning around here. When I click this, it's going to spin and select one of you to get the knife. Now, let's talk about the knife for a second. This is the knife. This is, you guys can look it up on on Amazon how much these cost. They're not cheap. This is a dive edition, so it has a rubber handle and it has a plastic like Kydex sheath. And then I have an additional thing that I bought to go on the K-bar so that I can dive it. Right, so this is a Velcro strap. So on Saturday, I strapped this around my leg and swam it across the Hudson into Manhattan. I've got a video out there of us saying what's up under the Statue of Liberty. I think we're sitting at 164,000 views right now. Everybody in New York is losing their mind because everybody in New York thinks that it's a toxic dump in the Hudson. It's not. It's been cleaned up for like 10 years now. But back to the knife. So this knife, I also took the time. Now you'll notice it if you can see that, it looks pretty clean. That's because, of course, I did PMS this. I did clean this. I did put CLP on here, which is Clean, Lubricate, Protect. It's a military lubricant that we use a lot. But this has the Trident on it. That's what everybody's going crazy about. They want this knife. It has a Trident on it. And then on the back, it has Ryan Larkin, his memorial, right? So I swam this knife in the Hudson River to honor Ryan Larkin. So this has a ton of meaning, and we're going to raffle this off here in just a minute. But before we do that, I wanted to share with you guys the work that 62 Romeo has done. It's not me. I mean, I did start this whole thing, and I did, keep the wheels on the track for the last few years, but I couldn't have done it without all of the beautiful people that have helped me along the way, including like Terry Quinn, all of the individual, like Dr. Shitaku, who helped us as a research assistant and then got her MD and continues to support doing our sleep reports. Every single person that goes through the 62 Romeo program gets a sleep report. That means that they have completed all of the requirements, they're graduating, and then that we have our intake surveys, our outtake surveys. We're measuring objectively every single day, subjective sleep reports. We have so much data. That's probably going to be the biggest value of this whole thing is understanding sleep and shaping the future through the data that we collect. But we provide an individual sleep report for each one of them. Dr. Shitaku helped me get that started. Dr. Gaurav Mishra, psychiatrist. We went to grad school together. Brilliant guy. He helped me understand the forefront of medicine, and maybe we shouldn't be taking so much medicine. And then also Dr. Nancy Lynn, she's a psychologist from Berkeley, helped me understand CBTI. Now, I'll take 1 second to say this. I don't want to drag this on too long, but cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia is the #1 solution for your insomnia. 80% effective at reducing or eliminating insomnia altogether, tested at the FDA level against pills, right? The pills will knock you out, but you're not getting better quality sleep. You get good quality sleep through the practices of CBTI. Here's the problem, and we don't do CBTI at 62 Romeo. Here's the problem. You need a licensed therapist or someone with credentials to be able to invoke these psychotherapeutic modalities. We don't want therapy. If you're in the veteran community, you're active duty SEAL, you're firefighter, you don't want therapy. Nothing wrong with therapy, right? I've been in therapy, I have a therapist, it's great, right? But we don't want to be labeled, and we don't want to be diagnosed, and we don't want to be treated as if we're broken. What we want is education, training, empowerment. Give me the power to fix myself and to get back online, just like if I'm going to the gym, just like if I'm going to a nutritionist. And that is our approach, and that's why I coined the term CBEI, Cognitive Behavioral Education for Insomnia. I'm just going to show you what's out there, and it's your choice what you do with it. It's a beautiful thing, it's a beautiful process, and that's why we've been able to grow so fast and have such a big impact, because we don't have those barriers to entry. And then you want to talk about insurance? Forget about it. Insurance is paying nothing for CBTI professionals. It's completely corrupt. They're paying like pennies on the dollar, but they'll pay for your prescriptions all day, right? It's a cyclical business model, right? The big boys have you all locked down, and they've got you convinced because they own all the marketing, that you need to take a drug. We all know that's not right. And some of us convince ourselves that that is the path. Now, I'm not saying to go against your doctor's recommendations, because that's a legal barrier. See what they've done? I can't even talk about common sense measures because I have to have a license to talk about that stuff, right? So anyways, back to 62 Romeo. We brought 20 people out to New York. A couple volunteers, mostly swimmers. Everyone swam and crushed it. We had 301 swimmers at the event this year. Let's go ahead and jump into the photos. I want to share some photos with you guys because a lot of you were not able to go there and you're joining my live stream and you want to see who wins the K-Bar. Well, let's look at the actual event and see some of the crazy stuff going on. You guys are going to love this. So maybe we'll see some of our team members here. Maybe not. How do we get to 300? Number 300. Let's see if we can start this from the beginning. I'm not going to go through everything. Marine. All right, let's just flip through some of these. So what is this? There's Bill, Sexy Bill Brown. He's the founder of this event. Thank you, Bill, for doing this. This has changed my life, changed so many people's lives. That's why I bring a team of 62 Romeo people out there. Not because we're making any money off of this. We do want money. And by the way, I'm going to share with you guys in a little bit how to get the regular, this is amazing, t-shirt from 62 Romeo and support veterans and first responders going through the program I just described. But all that money goes to Navy SEAL Foundation. But the reason why, because we're not fundraising for ourselves, the reason why we bring 62 Romeo people out there is because we're all about health and wellness. We're all about getting a healthy lifestyle. We're all about, living your life to the fullest. So we bring people out there to get all of that, plus see this sense of unity and patriotism and our respect for freedom, and to honor those that have fallen in 9/11 and in Extortion 17. That's why we're there. And if my teammates were here to join me, they would probably say, yeah, this changed my life. This reinvigorated my faith in America and my faith in the brotherhood and sisterhood, right? It really, this event really has a great way of bringing people together. And as you'll see, as we flip through these photos, you'll see some things that maybe you've never seen before. Jet skis, thank you for your support. All the volunteers out there, we really appreciated you. Everybody's getting ready. Now, if you jump in here, you got to be careful, because if you hit the ground and you hit something that may have been, a piece of metal or a rock or something down there, you got to be careful. So we always go feet first, and we're always very careful when jump in. It's pretty shallow here. Look at all those studs. What's better than a bunch of hot, sweaty Navy SEALs for all the ladies out there? And guys, not judging. All right. We're about ready to jump in. Look at that. Is that Will? Oh my gosh, that's right. Will Kane from Fox News was the first to jump. He launched it. Great job, Will. I didn't even catch that. There he goes. That must be high-speed photography. Now, one thing to note, guys, this is a no-shit swim. This is not easy. There's a lot of things that go wrong. You see how Will has the his goggles around his neck? If you put them on your face, it's likely that they'll blow off, they go into the water, you'll never see them again. Or they break in half. This bag, this buoy, it's possible that this will break and rip. And if Will put his phone in there, I told him to put his phone in there, and he put it in there so he could do videos and stuff. It worked. But if this rips open, your phone could be dropped in, they call it deep six, could be deep sixed into the ocean, never to be found again. All right, moving forward, lots of great photography. Keep it going. Look at that. That's Bill. Crazy guy. All right, let's jump forward. So that's all splashing into the Hudson. Look at that skyline. This is why this is so powerful. New York City is probably the capital of the United States, right? We don't have a capital for the United States. Well, I guess it's Washington, D.C. But this city, it's our biggest city. It's most well known. That's why the terrorists attacked it for 9/11. They wanted to take us down. They didn't know it was going to make us stronger. But all these people are out here for this, to see this and to do this. Of course, we have, here's New Jersey State Police. We got boat support. We got FDNY, NYPD, Coast Guard. Pennsylvania State Police, New Jersey State Police, everybody, every organization that you can imagine, every government patriotic organization is out there. Look at that, Lady Liberty. To swim under that, I got to tell you guys, it's the greatest feeling ever. It reminds us why our country, how our country got started. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that we will get off on a barge. We're not actually getting off on the Statue of Liberty. We're getting off on a barge. And the reason why is to do a head count, to make sure everybody's good to go. But then also what we're going to do is do 100 push-ups and 22 pull-ups. 100 push-ups for the 9/11 for everybody that we lost there, and 22 pull-ups to honor the 22 veterans who are committing suicide every day. So we'll climb up. They have a basket here. If you can see that, that's for your fins. So we climb up, we take off our fins, we do all of our stuff, and then Charlie Mike. You guys already know what Charlie Mike is. That's continue mission. Okay, so then after we're done at the barge, we got to get a good head count, and then guess what's next? Time to splash. So everybody's splashing in. Now you notice some people have little duck feet, and some people have big. Now this guy is carrying his. That's the best way to do it in my humble opinion, because if you blow off a fin, it could sink to the bottom. Most of the times it'll kind of swirl around for a little bit, but it could sink to the bottom. Huge shout out to Scott Freeman, another one of the boat volunteers. He brings his 75-foot schooner Kukla from New England area down here to support the Navy SEAL Foundation. This is a wooden boat, completely restored. Beautiful, beautiful boat. Hoo-yah, Scott. Okay, so let's see. Let's move this on a little bit. Helicopters. I mean, we just have so much support. All right, Statue of Liberty. Look at all those beautiful faces. Navy SEAL Foundation, Statue of Liberty. I mean, guys, to see this in person is truly, truly epic. How do we get to page 5 of 5? Let's look at all. Here's Roger. What a great dude, an old frogman out in Hawaii. Brought an entire team, the Hawaiian Hamas, out here, including some team guys that are, classified as they're on duty. They came out here to support, but Roger did such a great job, and was really a critical part of everything in this event, supporting Bill Brown. We're all supporting Bill Brown. Look at all these people, everybody. William Branham, Get Naked. He's got a supplement company. Support your team guys. If team guys get out and they're an entrepreneur, support those businesses. The lovely Danielle, Miss Global USA last year, came back out to sing the national anthem. Great job, Danielle. Let's see who else. We also had Robert. Robert is a Down syndrome swimmer, and we are very, very proud that he finished it no injuries. So people that are out there that think that I can't do this, you can. You just have to believe in yourself, and you have to train. You can do this. Lots of great photos here. Everybody knows Mitch Aguiar. Mitch gave $30,000 in supplements to our swimmers this year from Massive. Actually, I'm going to give a shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to Mitch because he's giving so much. This is Smashin' Greens Superfoods, and then Smashin' Red Superfoods. You can buy these, and you should. They're incredible supplements. That's what I did this morning for my supplement routine. Appreciate you, Mitch. Let's bring you some sales for all that you donate. Let's see some other good photos. This is fun. I'm glad you guys are able to go on this journey with me. Let's see here. And if you guys pop something in the chat, something that you want to see, I got the chat up. I can see the chat. Look at all those American flags. This site, now this was right as we were transitioning to fins, right? So we saw the leapfrogs jump in, they skydived in, and then here we got to put a move on it, right? Moving with a purpose is what we say. Double time it, right? We have Navy SEAL Foundation, all the volunteers carefully navigated all of the bags, 301 bags. What's up, Adam? I see you on the chat. Good to see you, brother. And Deep Sea Locker, thanks for joining. So we have just moments to switch into our fins, get everything ready, and get back online. If we don't, we're going to miss a timeline. You miss timelines, you miss tides, the tide changes, and all of a sudden this turns into a very, very difficult swim. It already is difficult. We don't need any additional barriers to success here. Everybody doing their pull-ups. This is a great shot on the barge, people doing pull-ups. Now, one thing to note is that Hurricane Debbie was going to come and wreck our party. Hurricane Debbie was going to wreck our party. Not today, Hurricane Debbie. We scared her off. She was not going to come and do anything for this swim. Partially kidding here, guys, but we lucked out with good weather. Oh, here's the skydivers. Lucked out with good weather. It was calm conditions. In fact, in the morning it was clear as glass. And just a note for all of the people from New York who are commenting on my my TikTok about swimming the river and calling us stupid, and we're going to grow mutant arms and stuff like that. The Hudson River, of course, has its problems. There's always going to be contamination at some level, but what we're looking for is the parts per million of contamination per gallon of water, right? And then also how much is the cubic feet per second of flow on a river. And over the last 10 years, there's been so many cleanup efforts to stop the chemical dumping, to stop the waste, to stop everything, that the amount of toxins or waste or contamination in the river is so low that it is totally safe to swim across the Hudson. You're not going to die. You're not going to get a bacterial infection. Anything can happen. We're swimming in the open ocean. Like, this is where fish come and live and die. It's the real deal. Anybody who swims open ocean knows the risk. But it is safe to swim. There's a lot of cleanup efforts that have done a great job. And I'm proud to say that nearly 1,000 of us have swimmed this thing over the last 6 years, and not a single issue, not a single injury to my knowledge. Anyways, other than maybe like a scrape, right? So getting back to the raffle here, I wanted to share a couple more things, and then I'm going to spin the little thing here and decide who is going to get this K-bar. But the thing that I wanted to share with you is this flag. So this flag, this is an American flag. It's folded into the traditional flag triangle. This flag was flown at the 9/11 memorial, and it represents those that have fallen. When the terrorists attacked us, almost 3,000 people died that day. Good Americans. We immediately fought back. We immediately went out there to crush the enemy. Since then, we've had children that are born, have reached the age of military age, and gone and died for our country. So I want to keep this memory alive, and that's what the 9/11 memorial does. But pulling down the flag and awarding it to me and 62 Romeo, really, it goes to all those that have helped along the way with 62 Romeo. Justin, if you're out there, Brandon, if you're out there, Janelle, our lead relaxation coach, Alyssa, Allison, everybody who's helped us along the way, you deserve this flag, not me. I absolutely could not have done anything without the supportive team that have helped me get this far. With that said, though, they took down that flag in a ceremony. You can see the video on my socials. They folded it up and they gave it to me. It was a complete surprise. I was in tears. I was trembling. I was in shock because you don't really think about like honoring yourself. You put your head down and you keep serving. You keep giving back to those that really deserve it, and sometimes those that don't. So giving that flag to me was one of the greatest moments of my life. The greatest moment in my life was my son being born, but that's a close second, getting awarded this flag. I'm going to put this flag into a wooden case, just like my grandfather's flag, World War II veteran. And I'm going to put a photo of me and Bill Brown and Paulie If you're out there, thank you. And everyone else that contributed to this. Shane, Mackenzie, I appreciate you guys. Shane said some really beautiful words that touched my heart. So that is what 62 Romeo is all about. This is the mission. If it's not clear by now what this mission is, I don't know what else to tell you. So moving forward, I still want everyone's support. We have active duty, retired, transition, Navy SEALs, veterans, first responders. Everybody's coming to my doorstep saying, hey, we'd like to be a part of the sleep program. I can't put people through the sleep program for free. We send a sleep kit, our famous sleep kit. Sometimes you see it on social media, people unboxing it. It comes with all types of bells and whistles and gadgets. The reason why is because what we found is that every single thing that we put in that box is a requirement to have the success rate that we've had. For example, a sleep measurement device. We're going to send something out there to each participant so that they get accurate measurements to the best of our ability of their sleep, so we can analyze that, we can learn from that, we can see that, we can track their progress, and we can put our money where our mouth is and prove how well we did. Who else out there is doing that? What doctor's office is proving the efficacy of their modality? No one that I know of. But we put our money where our mouth is, and sometimes we don't knock it out of the park. Every once in a while we have somebody that doesn't hit all of their goals. But I'll tell you, most of the time those people come back after a year and they have hit their goals, because what we're doing is something long term to improve your health, to improve your behaviors, to improve the way that you sleep. Not a drug that's going to dope you up and deprecate your sleep. That's what you're doing when you take these drugs. We don't need drugs, we don't need marijuana, we don't need alcohol, none of that. We need good positive sleep habits, good positive sleep behaviors, and good positive sleep thoughts, for that matter. All of that stuff we do in 62 Romeo, and we give you a chance to let that form a habit. That is the key. If you do this stuff for 1 week and you give up, it's no good. You need somebody like 62 Romeo to hold you accountable. You need to be a part of a community that's going to support you. So a year, 2 from now, when you start to fall and stumble like we all will, you got that community to bring you back up. We talk about sleep science. We have a chat rolling with the first person who ever went through to the current person today. We're all talking about sleep science, sleep health. That's how you change culture, right? Is you empower people and you educate them. But the way that you guys can support, I know we are going to get to this knife in just a second, but this is the shirt, the official shirt of 62 Romeo. Now we just had this done. This is the brand new one. It's gold. It kind of almost glitters a little bit, but this is the gold foil, just like many people who serve wear the gold and blue. On the left sleeve is the American flag, kind of faded and worn. It's just a cool style that we like. On the side is 62 Romeo, unlike the one we did for the SEAL Future, the Navy SEAL Foundation. It is NYC SEAL Swim 2024 on this white shirt. If you guys haven't gotten yours yet, I still got a box. Everybody's coming in, wanting these. I still have a few to send out. You will get them, I promise. On the back, this is Sleep, Restore, Conquer. That's kind of a very Marcus Aurelius stoic, like conquer, right? That's cool. So we send one of those shirts to every participant, and you can get one at 62r.org. So the same link that I've been pushing you guys for the SEAL Swim shirt, it is so easy. It's 6 letters, you can't forget it. That now has our newest offer with a shirt. You can donate, get a shirt, and you can help put one of these veterans or first responders through the program. We call it Sleep 101 Boot Camp. 62r.org. So please go there and consider continuing to support. This money will go to us, and it will go to veterans on standby. Okay, so let me check. I don't think there's anything else that we need to talk about. Everybody's wondering, oh, hey, what's up, Camp Honger? I know who you are. Thank you for joining. We have graduates joining our chat. So, these people can put in the chat their experience if they feel like typing that out. This is changing lives, guys. And this is making a movement of people for better health and wellness in a very dark area that not a lot of people want to talk about. Sometimes in these groups, especially the macho groups, you talk about getting good sleep health and they call you names. They say if you can't cut it, maybe go get a job at Walmart, right? There's no respect for getting sleep. We're changing that. We have several departments across the country, like fire departments, military commands, that when they bring this back to their department or command and they show them a slideshow and they continue to talk about it, all of a sudden the narrative changes, right? So we're getting away from this old world mentality of just pushing forward without good sleep health, and we want people to get good sleep health because we know the result of that is going to be better mental health, better physical performance, better cognition, better sexual performance for that matter. Your hormones get back on track. If you're sleep deprived, your hormones are not going to be where they should be. If you are in a job where you're in contact with carcinogens, one night of sleep deprivation will reduce your T cell count by half. T cells are what fight cancer, right? Guys, you got to get better sleep. That is probably the most important pillar of health. All right, so I've done enough yapping for 38 minutes now. I hope you guys enjoyed our walk on this journey through the New York City SEAL Swim 2024. By the way, if you guys want to join the team, we have strict criteria. We don't like people that are heavy drinkers and using drugs and foul mouth. Like, we want people who are all about health and wellness, who put that as the forefront of their life, with a particular emphasis on sleep. You don't have to be a sleep expert or anything like that. I'm not saying people can't drink, things like that, but we want good, solid people to be on our team. People that have graduated 62 Romeo, you're absolutely welcome to swim with us next year. You can do it. Trust me, I'll help you with a training plan. And then patriots and supporters of our program, absolutely. By the way, our team was the biggest team out there this year. And when we show up in style. Rhonda Viteri, you know what I'm talking about. Rhonda's a huge supporter of 62 Romeo, and we had a good time, didn't we? We had our own private dinner in downtown Manhattan. Thank you, Roy Reisinger, for supporting us on that. We had all types of events specific to 62 Romeo and our team. We're going to take care of you if you're on our team. Not that there's anything wrong with anybody else that's doing the event, but we got your back for real, right? We helped through the entire process. In fact, we've been having meetings for 6 months leading up to this. That's how we do so well. That's how we take care of each other. Okay, so everybody's waiting. Let me describe what we're looking at here. I don't think you can see the names on IG, so let me slide this. Let me see if I can slide this over just so you guys can see on IG. This is the names list. All of these people, so some people that did 5, your name's on here 5 times. These are all the people that came in and donated, right? And some of you have been bugging me. You really want this knife, and I hope you get it, but there's only one. Now, I say that, but we are going to be doing more of these knives since people like them so much. We're going to be doing all types of specialty knives. You can see that stuff on 62r.org. You can just get one for a donation. And we're probably going to do another raffle, too, over the next couple months. So what's going to happen is I'm going to click this spinner, and it is going to spin around, and it is going to select one person. That person is going to get this knife. I'm going to put this knife in this box, and I'm going to ship it to you. If you ordered a shirt, I already have your address. So once I click this, we're going to announce the winner, and then I'm going to reach out to that person directly and congratulate them, and then ship it out. All right, let's not wait any longer. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, spin. All right, Joe Sciarra. Excellent. Joe, I've not had the chance to meet you in person, but congratulations, my brother. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting 62 Romeo and the Navy SEAL Foundation. Everyone is appreciative, and now you are going to get a knife. All right, so for anybody else out there who wants to participate and do stuff, DM me in the messages on any of these live streams, and I will always respond to the best of my ability. If you have problems with sleep, reach out to me. I've got free resources. You can be a part of 62 Romeo. You don't have to be active in service. You can be a civilian. Also, I do private coaching in specific situations where people want one-on-one. And I do public speaking engagements if you want me to come to your organization and talk about the positive benefits of sleep health. That's it for today, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. I love you. I mean it. Together we can make this world a better place.